assistant too, and also, fuck, I forget what it was. Oh, Black Widow was undercover to be Tony's assistant, and Pep Potts' assistant that we should now see in this movie after Tony promoted her. Yeah, okay. I just forgot it for some reason. I just probably because this is the first video to this review stopped recording, so I got distracted. That's why I think. So yeah, Tony finds out that who Black Widow really is, that she's a SHIELD agent, and also Fury's right-hand person Tony trades in with Maria Hill. For his right-hand person, so yeah. So anyway, there's a lot going in this movie, a lot going on in this movie. This is sometimes my review movies just like complex after not reviewing them for a while. Good, and with like not well without sometimes I do. What I'm trying to say is like I'm used to reviewing bad Marvel movies. Is what I'm trying to say by Marvel Studios. So the fact that I'm reviewing a good one, my brain is taking some time to adjust. So it feels a little like struggle. It's just struggling a little to focus. And yeah, so yeah, I think that makes sense what I was trying to say. Okay. So yeah, Tony finds out that Romanoff is a SHIELD agent, and so yeah, this is earlier on in the film before she reboots Rhodey's suit, and after that, like it happens, that's when Tony and Pepper start arguing, and then Roland tells them to just cut this shit and break it up. Yeah, and now Ivan is like now Ivan is this other drone. Well, there's several other drones coming, and one was much more stronger. Was one that's several drones more coming their way. With Tony and Rhodey are, and they team up to kick ass and destroy the drones. And then Ivan shows up in this giant metal Ivan suit that's with electrical weapons and stuff. I don't know why he's I don't know why he just didn't show up when he had an army of drones around him, surrounding him. That would have probably made the climax a little more longer and more paced well. But instead, he decides to show up after the drones get destroyed, which might have not been the best strategy plan. Let's face it, okay? So, and the third act, now we're in the climax now. So, it's Ivan Tony against War Machine, 2 against 1. Rhodey and Iron Man, who becomes War Machine. So it's Rhodey, Tony, and Ivan, who's wearing one big ass armor. Gee, I wonder how that went how well that went in the first Iron Man movie, when it was just 1 against 1. Not that well, actually, because Tony kind of destroyed the thing and all the person in it. And the same thing happens. The Ivan suffers the same amount of face, but 2 against 1, which is obviously easier than a one against one person versus a giant Iron Man costume. So yeah. So unless you won't know whether this how it's gonna play out unless you've seen what the first Iron movie is like, the climax in the first Iron movie. Therefore, you can base off how this is going to be. It's gonna be easier, less climactic, less long boss fight. Tony again with Rhodey and against Ivan versus Tony against Jeff Bridges. Who plays okay, I don't remember what his name is in the first Iron Man movie, Jeff Bridges. I remember his villain name is Warmonger in the comics, so yeah. So it's Iron Man versus Warmonger, and that didn't work out for Warmonger. It doesn't work out for Ivan in this movie. When he fights Tony again in fighting Rhodey. Because Tony decides to figure out how to win the fight by using his brains and pulling it out of his ass. For once. He came up with something that was competent in this movie once. So yeah, when the kick ass and Ivan blows himself up along with the other drones to kill Rhodey and Iron Man. After he loses the fight as a backup, it goes to steals that scene from Predator, the first one, which many other films got known for using, and this one kind of uses that plot twist that the villain blowing himself up to kill the protagonist of the film. The hero, well, not the protagonist, depends on how you look at it, who is the protagonist, I guess, but basically the hero of the film by the villain blowing himself up to kill the other person, to eliminate the competition, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is exhausting. So, and a bunch of drones start getting blown up, after Iron Man gets blown up, and get the fuck out of there. Rhodey and Tony. And Tony goes to save Pepper, who is hit by a drone, and get the fuck out of there also. And, Pepper quits something, part of her job, or either Tony's assistant will see about a number of shows. It's not really, clear. So, Tony's not really surprised, and starts flirting with her, and then she starts flirting with him, but, then they kiss, Rhodey sees the whole scene play out. Because he explains he was here before Tony was, which is when Pepper arrived on this roof. So all three of them on the roof, all on the roof, and that Roy was on first, and so Roy flies off because he needs to borrow his suit, Tony's suit, because his when all the explosion and everything else was happening, Roy's car got destroyed and totaled, in other words. So asks if Tony's okay with says Tony's okay with him doing this, but not as a question. He wasn't asking for his permission. He was asking if Tony was okay, if it was going to be okay with him handling using his suit for a while, so he can get back for a while, so he can get out of there. So So Tony says he's not okay, and Roy explains what he meant by that when he asked if he was okay. That wasn't a question. He wasn't as in he wasn't asking for his permission. He just wanted to know if he was okay. I guess was going to feel okay with him using the suit. So yeah, make use of what Nick Fury Tony does, and Romanoff did an analysis on his file, and she basically said Tony should not be approved for the Avengers Mission, but Iron Man should be approved, as in they want him as a nearly a consultant. They want the suit, but they want the man in the suit because he carries too much baggage, basically. Too much problems due to his actions in this film made Show reconsider his offer on the event. Reconsider the offer, like the offer they gave him about the Avengers. So that's why he's not applied for the. That's why he's not ready for to be part of the Avengers anymore. So yeah. Tony tells Fury to go shove it by saying you can't afford me. As in, no, he can't have his tech. And, however, he will ask for a small favor for, since the Avengers Initiative doesn't no longer applies to him, he will ask for a small favor, in return for the, pass offer that he's turned down about the Avengers Initiative thing. So he asked Nick Fury if he asked Nick Fury if there's somebody that can honor him and Roy, because him and Roy are about to be rewarded as heroic heroes, and they need someone to honor them. And this guy that was being a prick to Tony and trying to take his tech, which it was also shielded, which it turns out to be a Hydration in later films, and it basically is the one that honors him and gives Tony and Roy the medal. And he has apparently Tony wanted him to call. I guess Tony. It's kind of that Tony talked him into him being called a national treasure by that guy's the horse's mouse. So yeah, and he's very careful with giving Roy his medal and pinning on, but he just stabs Tony with the pin on purpose and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Stark. It's amazing how painful a little prick can be," he says. That's what Tony's ass. Oh, that's funny. And that's the film, and at the end credits, it teases for the 2012 Thor from the first one, Chris Hemsworth, and it shows where Coulson went after this movie, and when he disappeared in this movie. At least he's on top secret mission, therefore he can't supervise Iron Man anymore. It's not leave the perimeter, so he gets assigned to a different mission. So his mission was to go to Thor's where Thor's hammer is located in the desert, middle of the desert of nowhere, and he contacts Shield. Talks and tells Nick Fury that we found it, and it's like it goes on and shoots a close-up shot of Thor's hammer, and then the screen turns to black and a bunch of lighting sound effects happen. So yeah, pretty cool teaser. I gotta say, pretty cool teaser. Sally, that's the best part of, that's as best as Sally, that's Thor movie is not in proper color, and therefore is a piece of shit because of that reason. Which could be the opposite, say, for this film. This film is in proper color, every shot of every frame. Therefore, it's definitely worth seeing. I give this Iron Man 2 movie a 10 out of 10. And that's my review.